welcome back for episode number 3. I hope you enjoyed the first two. We're just going to get cracking on with it. We've landed the Cruz Azul job in Mexico to try and get the CONCACAF challenge completed. And we certainly have landed on our feet with this job. We can see from the media prediction that Cruz Azul are predicted third at 4-1, so in with a really good chance early on. We've got 3 players in the media Dream 11. Meyer, the goalkeeper, Amion, the centre-back, and Alba, who can play centre midfield. Looking through the list here, Alba's one of the top-rated players as well. In terms of the squad, we're quite a small squad, but we do have a lot of quality in it. A lot of players 4-star rated, which is good for the division. Pepe looks a great striker for us. Alba looks like he's probably a left winger, and Amion is a very good centre-back for this league as well. Larry Whitby looks like a good striker. And yeah, just to add a few additions, I think, for depth. But Dylan Ledesma looks to be a really top prospect as well. So I've played through now to the 15th of December, really just to get cracking on with it. It's quite a long season. Show you some of the transfers that we brought in over the summer and who went out. So players in, we brought in Contreras, we'll start with Garcia, 1.6 million. Avocaba, who's a winger. Brought in Pelés, who looks a really good midfielder. Almi Man's a wonder kid, left winger. We got him in a free transfer. Nicolas Flores looks a really good Colombian striker, and for quite cheap. Pedro Hernandez looks a good kind of backup striker for us, and Emin Cospo will be our new kind of star centre back. And really the reason for that is that Celtic stole Bruno Amion from us, gave us 10 million and we've replaced him for half the price. Jota's the only real player that's went out as well, former Celtic player as well. It didn't really rate him compared to who else we had in, so it made sense to just kind of let him go. So if we move over to the schedule, and can show you how the first half of the season's gone. It's gone very well. You can see here we've won pretty much every game, showing really the quality of the side that we have and we've inherited already coming over here. So we've played a couple of American sides as well in the Leagues Cup and beat them, so that's quite promising for the Champions League, which we can see down here. We've got the second round draw against either Inter Miami or Cavalry from Canada. So just to give you a wee breakdown of the tactic we're running with this side, a little bit different from what we've ran previously. We're playing a kind of more flat 4-4-2. We're playing with an inverted winger and a normal winger on the right hand side, really to provide the crosses from the byline if we possibly can. We look at his instructions, we've requested that he does that and that he also roams in position to make him a little bit harder to pick up. Same with the inverted winger, we've asked him to roam a little bit as well because there's plenty of space in between the strikers and the midfielders. In terms of the left wing back, we've asked him to kind of bomb on and get by the left winger, put some crosses in from the byline, and we've put an inverted wing back in here so that he can try and occupy a little bit more of the internal space and maybe get beyond Games playing in defensive midfield. We've got the 2 centre backs, standard ball playing defenders, and Segundo Volante. He'll basically play box to box from a deeper role, get himself forward into that space that's kind of wide open in front of him, hopefully a bit hard to pick up. We've got the advanced forward in Flores and a pressing forward in Whitby, who we're also going to ask to roam from his position. Again, he can drop into those wee pockets of space that are going to open up from that side of things. We're going to play with a cautious mentality, really just to calm things down a little bit, and request that the side do focus play down the wings initially, really just to open up a little bit more space. Request overlap on the left and underlap on the right. Again, main reason for that is we've got a wing back on the left and an inverted wing back on the right hand side. High tempo with shorter passing, going to have them running at the defence as well, just to cause a little bit of chaos and some low crossing. Don't have the biggest of strikers in the squad. Pretty much gegenpress tactics, so counter pressing, counter on the break when the ball's been won, and we'll roll it out to the defence and play out from the back when the keeper's got it. We're playing with a much higher defensive line, really just to compact the side a little bit more. Very aggressive, we're going to be triggering press quite a lot and getting stuck in. So if we have a look now at the squad, just to kind of introduce you to some of the players. So we've seen some of the guys that have came in. Games was a very good signing, kind of defensive midfield. Ledesma's a wonder kid left back that was already here. Looks a good player. So Meyer's the main goalkeeper for us at the moment. You see he's wanted like a lot of our players are after the performance. Got Langoni as one of the wingers along with Alba, who's one of our better players, so we're trying not to lose him. Lewis Cook, some people might know him from England. We're trying to get shot of him for the foreign players, don't think he's good enough. Trevino, good left back. Esquivel is really kind of squad option for central midfield. Ricardo Pepe's an extremely good striker. He's been in lethal form for us this season. Lares, good centre-back option for us. Pelaez, really good central midfielder as well. Navarro, again, kind of more kind of backup striker. Daniel's more kind of right back, starting right back. Ruvalcaba's left winger. Hernandez is kind of just backup striker. Contreras is a kind of backup centre back for us as well. Higuera, backup goalkeeper. And Trevino looks a decent central defensive midfielder, but wasn't going to play too much. Rodriguez is a good central midfielder, but he is going to be leaving us. Almaman was one of the guys that mentioned earlier, the wonder kid left winger we picked up on a free. So if we look at the transfers, we can see Rodriguez is leaving us to go to Copenhagen. Again, we couldn't really find any game time for him. We do have plenty of money to bring in some recruitments if we need it. So looking at the league table here, you can see played 17 in the opening stage of the season. So I'll show you at some stage, but the Mexican league sort of has an opening stage and then a second stage. After you win the league, you then need to go through playoffs to actually win the final. Quite Americanised in that respect, but we managed to do it anyway. So we've actually qualified for next season's Champions League just by doing that, but we can see now from the media preview we're miles clear of everyone else in terms of quality. Just with that half a season, one transfer window bringing players in, we've really kind of kicked on. Flores and Pepe, our two strikers, are the two best players in the league at the moment, so we can see why the media have as favourites. But looking at the rules, we can see that one team qualifies for the Champions League there, so we've won that side of things. But in terms of this side of it, so we need to have at least 4 Mexican-born players in the starting 11, so I've been kind of mindful of that when buying players. And also as well, we can only register 9 players that aren't from Mexico in the squad of 40. So again, be mindful of that as well, which is why we're looking to get rid of Cook, because I just don't think he's good enough compared to what we can bring in. It's now the 2nd of February, it's actually transfer deadline has just passed, so I wanted to come back because there's been a lot of transfer action in the January window. So we'll start with the outs. We've made 76 million so far this season in terms of players out. So first of all, we've got Carlos Rodriguez. We've seen that earlier, he was going to be leaving to go to Copenhagen, so that's him left. We did get rid of Lewis Cook to Algarafa. We got £1 million for him. Luca Langoni, who was a good right winger for us for a while, we sold him to Algarafa as well, but he's brought in 18.75 million. Hector Trevino wasn't really getting much in the way of game time, so we kind of bit the hands off of Monterrey, getting 4.6. Nathaniel was a good right back for us, but I felt we could replace him from being foreign as well, 12.5 million. Larry Whitby was a big sale, striker, going out for 21 million to Al Fire. So we brought in Dagoberto Espinosa, really a backup kind of defensive midfielder, Mexican, so meets the criteria for registering the squad. Ramon Rosas, the right back, 4.6 million. Perez at centre back, looks pretty good for this level, again Mexican, so good for squad registration. New right back Aaron Chiretto, feel he's better than Nathaniel, so I'm quite happy with that signing for 3.7. Ivan Mitran looks a tremendous right winger for us. He's came in really cheap, Romanian, for 425k. Santa Maria is the big signing, replacing Whitby from Real Madrid, pretty cheap as well. Torres comes in to play in the right wing. It's a wonder kid for 13 million. Yamasaka joins us from Sendai, one of our former players. Looks really good, and he's going to kick on in the defensive midfield position for us, I've no doubt about it. Ricardo Pepe's been on fire for us, and he's been wanted by quite a few clubs. Trying so hard to keep a hold of him. 20 goals and 19 starts he got in the first sort of phase of the league, so really don't want to lose him. Seeing the scheduling, we actually lost our first game back for the closing stage against Tijuana. We've won every game since, so it's just a small blip really there. And we can see from the league table that we're currently sitting top for the closing stage. I don't know if maybe a little bit to do with losing the game against Tijuana was the squad, but we can see we've still got the Champions League to come up. We still haven't quite worked out yet who we're going to be playing. Need to wait until they've played. But finance-wise, we're in tremendous shape. 40 million in the bank. But yeah, what I was meaning by the dynamics in the squad happiness, quite a few of our players were unhappy that I wouldn't let them leave to go to Man City of all teams. Half of them wouldn't get a game for Man City, but that's not an option to tell them that, and they're not realistic enough to know that they wouldn't get a game for them. Some of them are just wanting to start more games. Alba and Pelaez will get plenty of game time throughout the course of the season, so I've got no issues with that going forward. But yeah, we'll get cracking on, see how we can do with the rest of the season. So we're drawing into Miami for the first round of the Champions League. Just run through the team sheet there. So I've got to sped up a little bit, so apologies if it goes quite fast. I just don't want the video to be going on for too long, but we'll tell the side we trust them to make the difference, to make us proud today. Again, first leg here against Inter Miami. It's really kind of challenge to see where we are, but we did see earlier in the season that we performed pretty well against the American side, so pretty optimistic. We've got a really good squad behind us here, so I've got a really good chance, I think, of winning the Champions League this season. But we've got a couple of early bookings, and here's the first kind of highlight of the game. We've got Alba picking it up on the left. He's played it in, but we've not been able to convert. Another highlight here. The side sort of retains possession pretty well. Desmond on the left here, and this could be a penalty. Jennifer Garner is the referee today, having a look at it, and she's awarded the penalty for us. It's usually Pepe or Alba that take them. It's Pepe today, and he's put it in to put us 1-0 up. Solid start for us away from home. Been looking much the better side of the two, pretty much dominating the game. Another highlight here in the 33rd minute. And Miami are just kind of playing the ball around a little bit here, but we pick it up in the halfway line, and then we bomb forward, and it's put home by Nicolas Flores, who is one of our star strikers, the Colombian. Assist there from Ledesma as well. So we're approaching half time, we're 2-0 up. Pretty happy with the performance. We've restricted them to just one shot. And we'll tell them that they're doing well, but they're capable of better, and say we still think that they can improve. Everyone seems pretty happy with that. So not much happening in the early stages of the second half, approaching to the 60th minute. We've got a corner, and it's not amounted to anything. A throw in here for Ledesma. And Miami trying to break. We are pretty solid with this shape though. It's really hard to break us down at times. Torres has picked it up, and it's not going in. Desmond Flores missed that one, I think. So we'll make a couple of substitutions, just freshen things up a little bit. Take Alba off and bring on Almamian. Mitran comes on, and we'll bring on Esquivel. Cospo's on a booking, so we'll give Perez a game. It's quite happy with how the game's going. If anything, we should probably have scored more goals so far. There's quite a lot of chances. It's another one that's gone over. A good play from Mitran, who's playing on the wing, to get that one in. Playing forward. Mitran in the wing again, cuts it back for Chiretto, who slots it home for us. And that's our right back, cutting in from the inverted wing back position on the right hand side there. So you can see how that sort of works within the game, how the two of them are linking up well. So 3-0, we're approaching the end of the match. Not really had too much to worry about in this game, so I'm optimistic for the second leg. That'll probably be much of the same, really. Just going to play the ball around here now, and hopefully kill some time. If we want to go and score another goal, I'd be happy enough with that. Ledesma, he's put it over the bar. We got a 3-0 result in the first leg. Happy days. Move on to the second leg. So we move on now to the second leg. We're defending the 3-0 lead from the first leg. See here the lineups. A little bit different this time round, but tell the side that we believe in them. And hopefully defend this 3-0 lead from the first leg. So we get the first highlight quite early on. We've regained possession, Sprint forward. Santa Maria opens the scoring. Just going to see if it's going to be allowed. It's been awarded. So we're now 4-0 up on aggregate. I think we're pretty much on easy street. I think from the first leg into Miami didn't really show much. And they went and just hit the post, haven't they? But can we do anything in the break here? No, the highlights ended. So hopefully we don't give them too many opportunities. That wasn't a great opportunity. It was just a really good strike, in fairness to them. So no major concerns at the moment. And we've just injured one of their players as well. It's really unfortunate for Miami. Yeah, looks as though we're just kind of coasting in this game. Still just the one shot against us at the moment. We've had 66% possession. And now we've picked the ball up in their own half. Let's see if we can bring it forward. Quite like Mitran's wee mohawk there in the right wing. We've got a corner here. Mitran's going to take it. And it's not really came to much by the looks of it. Another corner. Swung in. Doesn't amount to anything. So yeah, it looks like from the stats we've had the better of the game so far. And not really worried about what the Inter Miami can do here. So we'll get to half time 1-0 up, 4-0 in aggregate. Will Miami be able to do anything in this game and even get a goal across the tie? We shall see. But yeah, it still looks as though we're having the better of things at the moment. Their goalkeeper has a 7.2 rating, so shows that he's playing pretty well here. And we have a shot from distance again. Comes to nothing. They're having a little bit of luck, a little bit of the ball here now. They're certainly trying. Looks like the managers maybe gave them a bit of a kick up the bum. And so we swing it in there. It's collected by the keeper. Plays it forward to absolutely no one. And we get a chance to come forward again. But it looks like we might get caught out here. Ball's played over and Miami have a goal. Campana has scored. I'm going to make some changes. I'm not really too happy with how the team's performing today. We did make a lot of changes and played a lot of fringe players just due to the fact that we were already 3-0 up from the first leg. So we'll get some of maybe the better players onto the pitch now, just see things out. And we'll get a 3-goal lead, but don't want to tempt any sort of collapse from the side. So Trevino's going to take a throw in here on the left, and Mitran has put us back ahead on the night. Gives us a 5-1 aggregate lead now, so looking pretty good into the 77th minute. Another highlight coming up here. Games plays it forward, Hernandez out to Mitran. Ball's played out wide again to Trevino, swings it across and gets a corner out of it. Doesn't amount to anything. Another highlight here now in the 79th minute. Miami playing the ball about quite nicely. But we've taken possession back. Playing forward here. And it amounts to nothing as well, goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. Maybe not the best performance on the night here, but we've done what we had to, really, and that's defend the lead. It's played across and Santa Maria's got another to make it 3-1. Maybe flatters us a little bit. We have had a lot of chances, but we haven't looked as dangerous in this game as we have before. And Miami's kind of took a chance well today. So we've got Pachuca up next in the quarter-final of the North American Champions League. Looking at the teams that are left in it, it's really only the Mexican sides that are going to cause us any real issues, and seeing how we performed in the league against them all, I'm not really bothered. I think we're probably going to wrap this Champions League up pretty quickly and probably do it this season, so we'll get cracking on to the next tie. First leg now against Pachuca then, see how we can get on. We've pretty much got a full strength side out today, so I'm expecting a strong result, I'd imagine. But we've got a good record against Pachuca in the league as well, so we should do pretty well. Tell them we're favourites for the reason, make sure they're left in no doubt as to why. Ask them to make us proud today. Let's see if we can take a lead into the second leg of this game. And we started off pretty sharply with a couple of shots in the first 10 minutes. nothing really showing from Pachuca at the moment. So first highlight looks like it's 1 ours, and Pelaez has put it home. So it gives us a nice early lead. Something to build on. Do have an early booking for Cospo, which is cause for concern. But we've got another highlight here, and it doesn't come to anything for us. Yeah, we're a little bit wasteful for shots just now. 7 shots, 1 in target. So we need to kind of buck up our ideas a little bit here, I think. We've been dominating this first half so far, but there's Cospo. He's got 13 goals this season from centre back, so it shows how effective our set pieces have been. At half time, 2-0 up. Tell the side they're capable of better. I think shown with the amount of shots on target compared to the amount of shots we've taken, they definitely are capable of better, so hopefully we can kick on a little bit, maybe grab another goal. I'd be a lot happier with another goal going into the second leg. So time's just kind of passing by here with not much happening, so let's make a couple of substitutions. We'll bring Santa Maria on, and who else can we take off? Yomasaka maybe for Esquivel. Don't want to make too many changes just now. We concede one, we're kind of back in the balance, and we have done. It's kind of came from nowhere, so it's 2-1 now. Pressure's on a little bit because we've still got the away leg to come. Let's make a couple of changes. Let's bring Mitran on, and we'll bring on Perez. In fact, we'll bring Garcia on, and we'll bring Rosas on at right back just to give some fresh legs there. So another highlight coming in here in the 77th minute. We're just got to playing the ball around a little bit, but we have nicked it in a dangerous position. Mitran produced a good save from the goalkeeper. And the resulting throw, can we get anything out of this? Trevino playing it in. Esquivel, no, but it's been saved and we've got a corner. So Trevino to take the corner for us. It doesn't amount to anything. So we've nicked the ball off them again here in the 81st minute. Alba down the left, plays it over, and Pepe gets his 27th goal of the season. So that gives us the 2-goal cushion back, at the very least. Definitely think our play's merited it today. Pachuca have just hit the crossbar, so we need to watch what we're doing here. Another highlight here in injury time. Trevino, and it's been put home by Pepe. Just need to see if he's offside or not. VAR confirms he's onside, so we take the 4-1 win today. Good lead for the second leg at least. So we'll move on now to the second leg. We're playing Pedro Hernandez up front today, just for 4-1 lead, so we should be able to play some of our kind of fringe players, and he's been a little bit whiny about not having any game time. So telling the media is giving them a lot of credit and to go out and put on a worthy performance. As I said, 4-1 aggregate lead. We should be able to defend that, I would imagine. Might even be able to win the game today and just kind of put everything to bed early on. But we started off fairly brightly, looked the better side so far. And Nelson Diosa has opened the scoring for Pachuca, so it brings it back to 4-2, makes things a little bit sketchy for us. We've not really had any kind of major highlights ourselves at the moment. See if we can do anything here. Hernandez is on the ball, plays it over, and Pepe puts it wide, which is unusual for him. I don't know if we've started to get going yet here. Alba's picked the ball up and he's put it wide as well. It's worrying for us that we're not converting these chances. We've got an injury to Alba now as well, which is not ideal, but Almiman can fill in for him today. So still 1-0 to Pachuca, coming towards the end of the first half. And we've scored again, but I don't know whether this is going to be offside or not. It's been disallowed, thankfully. So we maintain the 4-2 lead. It comes into half time. I'm going to say to them, I think they're capable of better today. It's not been a good performance at all. So we've got Torres lining up a free kick here. played through, and Almiman has scored. He came on for Alba and he's made an impact today. That restores the 3-goal lead. We come forward now to the 60th minute. Yeah, I don't think we're playing anywhere near as well as we can play. We're getting on a little bit in the game. We've got a corner here. We'll take this first and consider maybe some substitutions. Pachuca, I've got another goal. Says I'm definitely making some substitutions. The team's not playing well. Hernandez gave him a chance today to prove that he could hang with the team. We'll bring on Esquivel. We'll bring Mitran on. And we'll bring on Rosas as well. The goalkeeper was injured for this game, so we don't have our first choice keeper in. We've got Aguera in, who's not very good, so might be contributing to this, but the rest of the team should be good enough to carry him, really. Mitran to the corner, and Pepe's put in his 30th goal of the season. So we're restored again, the 3-goal lead. Mitran picking it up again. Should probably start him more rather than playing from the bench. He always seems to be in top form whenever we see him. Approaching the 80th minute now. 2-2 on the night. Again, I would still like to win the game. I'm not one of these people that likes to sit back and just defend an aggregate lead. I'd still like to win the game. Mitran plays it in. Don't come to anything at the moment. We've got Juarez. Still nothing, but we're still pounding on the door here. Mitran picking it up again, out wide. And Almiman has got his second goal of the game. Puts us 3-2 up on the night. And we are through quite comfortably in aggregate in the end. So that's good news. And we can see now we've got the draw for the semi-finals. It's all Mexican affairs with Chivas playing Pumas, and we've got Toluca to play. So we'll either have Chivas or Pumas in the final if we can make it there. On to the first leg against Toluca. You can see the lineup here today. We're pretty much full strength again. We are starting Mitran today. I feel like he's been performing better than Torres recently, so he'll have a chance to show what he can do from the beginning. So we'll just tell the side, trust he can make a difference. It's pretty standard, it's what we normally tell them, and it tends to get a reaction from them. So we'll get an early highlight here. Trevino swings it in, and Cospo is netted his 14th of the season. Again, great return for a centre back. We'll get a corner to defend here. It's a wee short one from them. Well worked. I'm actually really unlucky not to score there. Another corner for them, another short one. And they have got a goal. We've actually scored an own goal, the right back, Chireto. Don't think there's much he could do with that, so I think that's unfair to call it an own goal. But we're one each. Toluca look quite threatening there from the corners, so still looking threatening again. Managed to save that one. We have got Mir back in goals today, so he's recovered from his injury. But Toluca are giving us a harder game, I think, than what we expected here. We've got possession in forward, Trevino. See if we can muster anything out of this attack. It's came through to Pepe, who's put it home, but we don't know if he's onside. What does VAR say? He's disallowed. So back to 1-1. Getting a little bit closer now to half time. Toluca's had a very good showing here against us, certainly compared to other sides. So half-time team talk, I'm going to tell the team I'm not doing well enough at all. Seems to have got some sort of reaction from the players. Let's see how it works out in the second half. Nothing happening so far. Toluca again, threatening from set pieces here. Is open at the wings, and it looks like Pelaez might have gave away a penalty. See what the ref thinks. No penalty. Good. That makes up for the disallowed goal earlier, ref. Thanks for that. So we've now got the possession of the ball. We've given it away, but we've nicked it back with Mitran. Plays it across, and Pepe's got his 31st goal of the season. Puts us back in the lead of the game. It looks like we have kicked on quite a bit in this second half, just looking at the stats. We've had quite a lot of shots. Their keeper's playing pretty well, by the looks of things. So let's make some subs after that chance for Malmy, man. We'll bring Santa Maria on. He's been a good striker for us this season. And we'll put Ledesma on in the wing. Bring Games on defensive midfield. Just to put some fresh legs in the middle of the park for us. So to look at, still not kind of dying here. Another chance, another penalty decision for the referee to make. And it's been awarded this time. And Toluca have slotted at home. So yeah, we're back to 2 each. I'll swear again. Toluca are giving us a really hard game today. We've got Santa Maria with the ball in the wing. He's lost possession. Trying again, regain possession. How many times do we say that? Trevino plays it over, and Serreto, the right back, as I said, cutting inside, getting on the ball and slotting home for us, puts us back into the lead. Approaching the last 10 minutes of the game now. I'm going to make just a quick substitute here. We'll bring Torres on for me, try and give him a bit of a rest. He's put in a shift again today. So 3-2 win in the end up. We'll take that to go into the home leg. On to the second leg now. You can see the lineup's quite a strong one. We have had to play Santa Maria today because Torres picked up a slight knock. Flores did. Torres does come back into the starting lineup for Mitran today. Mitran seems to be better as an impact substitute, I think, at times. So we'll ask the team to make the difference today and make me proud, defending this 3-2 lead. Hopefully we can get an early goal just to kind of calm the nerves a little bit, settle my nerves anyway. We started off fairly brightly, had the better of the opening 10 minutes, I would say. Almy Man has won as a corner. Ledesma's going to swing it in, and it doesn't amount to anything for us, unfortunately. The highlight still goes on, and we've picked the ball up again. Pepe puts it over the bar. So bright start from us then, into the 20th minute, and we've lost Santa Maria. It's not ideal. We need to bring Pedro Hernandez on, who quite often doesn't perform too well for us. Hopefully today is one of the exceptions. So we're still in the balance here. There's only the 1 goal lead. We're not really getting too many chances, but we might have a penalty here. It's been awarded. Likely to be Pepe that's taking it, and he puts it home. That's his 32nd goal of the season. Gives us a little bit of a cushion now. The 4-2 aggregate lead coming into half time in a few minutes. We haven't added to it. That's fine. Just tell them we're quite happy with the amount of shots we're taking. Just wish they would convert 1 or 2 more of them. Hopefully we can get another goal just to give us a little bit of breathing space. We've got Torres on the wing, plays it into no one. A weird highlight. And still very little happening. Coming up to probably substitute time. We'll get Juarez off because he's got that booking. Juarez is carrying a knock. We'll bring on Lira. And we'll bring Mitran on, as you said. Always kind of good impact off the bench from him. We've got another highlight, and it's put wide from distance. Corner here. Can Cospo do anything for us? Yeah, Cospo's put it in, but hints of offside. It's been disallowed. One of our players must have been standing next to the keeper or something there. And there's a bit of an error there from the defence, but they've been let off with it. We give Toluca a chance as well. So yeah, we're not performing as well as we can do, particularly in both games really. To be fair, we've been quite fortunate to have the penalty in this game. Let's see if we can do anything else just to put a little bit of gloss on this game. We've got Almy man, and he's not managed to convert either. So we're into injury time, pretty safely through now, I would say, and the game's finished. So we're through to the final, and we'll have the final coming up shortly. So we've reached the 14th of May, and the big day is upon us now. We are up against Pumas in the Champions League final. We'll just have a quick look at the schedule though, first of all, to see how we've been getting on. Loads of green there, as we can see, plenty of wins coming in great form. We've got a triple header up against Pumas now, playing them in the Champions Cup final today and the closing stage semi-final. So let's inflict some misery and get a Champions League win. So here we have the team sheet for the final. We've got pretty much full strength side. Nicolas Flores has now recovered from his injury as well, so he takes to the pitch ahead of Santa Maria, who is now out of an injury himself, unfortunately, so he will miss the final. But until the side will be in good form, which we have been, it's not a lie in any way whatsoever. It should hopefully give them a little bit of confidence coming into this game. So Pumas have the first effort. Let's put it over the bar. We've got another highlight here quite early on in the game, the 5th minute. Flores stole it and he's put the first goal in. That should hopefully settle any nerves the side's got. Gives us some confidence to really kind of control the game now. Lira's picked up a booking and so's Ledesma quite early on, so a little bit concerning. The team's getting a little bit carried away with the fouls today. We're on to the 30th minute. There's not very much happened since that opening goal. Got another highlight here. Torres has picked it up out wide, plays it across, gets cleared. We've regained possession. Torres swings it in. Very little happening really, just a kind of melee in the box, to be fair. And we've kind of controlled this game quite well so far. So we've got a goal there from Garcia, I think it was. It's been disallowed though. Pepe was offside. Yeah, it looks like we've controlled the game pretty well. We've had most possession. Limited them to that one shot early on. We've got a highlight here just to close out the half, it looks like. And Flores has hit the post there. We're into half time. Got a slim lead, but I'm not going to complain about that as long as we can come out on top. I'm going to tell them I'm not happy with the performance because I do think we are better than what we're showing today. We've got a far better squad than what Pumas have got. So really we should be taking the initiative here and wrapping things up, but there's been pretty much nothing happened in the first 15 minutes of the second half. We've got a highlight here. Can we add to our lead and hopefully not concede? Yeah, it's another shot from distance. It's not really came to much from Lira. I think, yeah, we need to look at making some subs here. Get too many people on bookings. It's making me a little bit nervous. Take two of the guys off just now. The ball's played all the way back here. Going into the Games, and Torres looks like he's potentially wrapped the game up for us. We're up 2-0, 70th minute. I think we might need to look at a couple of subs here. We'll maybe wait until this highlight's over. We've got Cheto and Torres. We've given the ball away in a bad position. And Paxton Daka scored, but it's been disallowed. So we regain that 2-goal lead. And we've brought on Almy Man for Alba on the left. I don't know if we'll need to make any more substitutions. Just kind of playing time out here. And there we have it. We've wrapped up the North American part of the challenge, picking up the CONCACAF Champions League. And we'll just see the guys now coming forward and lifting the trophy. So we need to see now where we head off to next, whether it's going to be South America or Europe to complete the next step of the challenge. But happy with how that went. We wrapped it up pretty quickly. So just to wrap up the video, we'll do a little bit of a season recap. So this is the final of the closing stage of the First Division. We won that 7-2 in aggregate against Toluca. So pretty comfortable in the end up. If we look at the past winners, there's not very many sides on this list that have won the opening stage and the closing stage, so we've been pretty dominant this season. Tigres did manage it in 27-28, but other than that, there's very, very little on this list that's managed to do the double in terms of the league and how it's set up over here in Mexico. So we see there with Tigres, but if we have a look just at the league summary, so we can see we've got a lot of players here with average rating. Pepe got the top scorer. Trevino had 26 assists this season, which is unbelievable. Plays left back. Mir got the most clean sheets and Pepe the most man of the matches. So we absolutely dominated the statistics this season. Pretty comfortable all round. We got lucky, I think, getting the Cruz Azul job as early on, but kind of going forward, where do we go from here? It's either going to be South America or Europe. Now, I don't have much set up in this respect. I've just added in the Argentina and Brazil leagues, and we don't get them until the start of 2032, which is 6 months' time. So I might need to add in some of the European leagues. I might need to go a little bit backwards and go to Europe and then back over to South America. But we'll be back anyway, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And thanks very much for watching again.